Hello gamers! Welcome to the Hubient Esports channel. In today's video, we are here to give you another Smite God Spotlight. And today, we are going to feature one of the playable gods in Smite, Daji. Daji is a mid to late game Smite god. She has a decent clear with a high burst damage. She has a lot of .T damage. Though she is weak in the early game, she is a very squishy god and requires some skill shots. Other assassins may be CC'd off their mark or simply caught and killed from behind. Daji's unique ability to warp onto targets with Trickster Spirit and follow them is very dangerous, especially with added bonus speed, slow immunity, and damage mitigation from behind from 1000 cuts. This leaves her vulnerable to trading often, though escaping to the top with your Paolao can buy valuable time for your team to save you. But for when one target must absolutely die, there's very few picks as deadly as Daji. Daji's passive skill is Torture Blades. Daji's sharp claws cause her enemies to bleed when struck by her basic attacks. Bleeding causes the enemy to take additional damage every 1 second for 2 seconds. This damage does not trigger item effects. Bleed can stack any number of times on the same target. Her first skill is Horrible Burns. She heats up her claws, causing her next successful hit basic attack to burn the target, dealing instant bonus damage, additional damage every 1 second for 3 seconds, and slowing them for 3 seconds. Daji gains haste when this ability activates, which lasts until she hits a target. 1000 cuts is her second skill. She lashes out with her claws at nearby enemies, executing 4 strikes that damage all enemies in range and apply the bleed from Torture Blades. While this ability is channeling, Daji moves freely in all directions, gains 40% increased movement speed, immunity to slows and knockups, and her tails mitigate damage dealt to her by enemy gods who are behind her. Third skill is Trickster Spirit. Daji selects a single allied or enemy target and teleports to their location after a short delay. Upon arriving at the target, she lashes out with her claws, dealing damage and applying the bleed from Torture Blades to all enemies around her. And for her ultimate, Paolao. Daji summons her torture device, the Paolao. As she hovers above the device, she may fire up to 3 shots. Enemy gods take damage and become chained and slowed. At the end of her ability, chained enemies are pulled to the Paolao, becoming stunned and then taking damage 3 times over 2 seconds. If a god hit by this ability becomes crowd control immune at any time, they break the chain on them and cannot be chained again until this ability ends. Your 1000 cuts does an insane amount of damage mid-game, so abuse it. Using Blink Rune rather than Trickster Spirit when initiating a gank on an enemy who has an escape is better. Most players will use their escape to get out of range, and this allows you to Trickster Spirit them with no way to cancel it. You don't have to fire all 3 shots of Paolao, you can fire 1 shot and instantly cancel it, reducing the time enemies have to beat. You can change your direction when casting Trickster Spirit early or late. In some instances, you may want the enemy to know you're teleporting behind them to force them to start running a different way. In a similar fashion, you can intentionally near miss a shot of Paolao so that the enemy uses their CC immunity, allowing you to hit them and pull them in. So, that's it for Daji. Which Smite god should I do next? Let me know in the comment box below. Be sure to subscribe to get the latest updates from this channel. Thank you for watching and see you next time.